time to swap tabs. And here we go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Longshots Sportscast, Washington's #1 sports-related podcast, 17 weeks running. Of course, you know me. It's Mike Holm here. With me, as always, Brady Rucola.
How we doing?
And Skyler Lovingfoss.
How's it going?
All right, and we're going to do another show. This is our first ever, since the draft anyway, live show. Every show from now on, we are live on YouTube via my little webcam right at the top corner of the room here. We're going to keep bringing the hits that way. It's just an easy way to get up on the platform. And we're going to talk all things general sports, the NBA moving into the bubble little by little as we prepare for the impending return July 31st. We're also going to talk a little bit about some of the controversies and stuff swinging around in the football season. Madden rookies getting their ratings. Might do a little bit of wrestling news in there. Who knows? We got a lot down the pipeline for the next hour and a half. So stick with us, and we're gonna deliver. I also want to thank good friend of the show, friend of mine, Amadeo, for this killer new song, Rona Season. You can find it on Spotify. His name is Amadeo, Amadeo, and that's Rona, Rona. Season, SZN, all caps. Go check it out. It's a great song, Amadeo. Thank you. So, boys, without further ado, how are we doing today?
Doing great, man. The sun is shining. It is Friday.
Yes, it is.
It is. I was outside this morning, playing with my boy, teaching him how to hit the ball. It's been a good day so far. So let's get this thing rolling.
Yeah,
can't go wrong, man. Can't go wrong. So NBA. We are moving into the bubble now. Matter of fact, I think you said the Blazers. They headed that way yesterday.
They
right?
departed yesterday. So it's what, we're a couple weeks out now, something like that.
Is that me?
Yeah.
What the?
It's got to be it.
Is that my phone?
Yeah, that's definitely your phone.
That's not me.
I didn't touch it. The camera saw I didn't touch anything.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Cue in conspiracy music.
What happened there, dude? I'm like, wait a minute. And then as soon as it said wrestling, everyone was like, okay,
that's definitely Mike.
And I'm like,
it's gotta be Mike somewhere.
The phone right there, boys. That was a good way to start the show. Good
yeah,
shit.
man. We're a couple weeks out. We were just talking
July
31st is the Blazers' first game against Memphis.
Oh, shoot.
So we're going to do the show a little early, we all decided. That way we can go and watch it on Skyler's big TV.
Hell yeah, man.
So
I'm looking forward to that, honestly. You know,
it's going to change the pace.
It's going to be a good old time. You know, that's what we're looking for.
Yep. Ready for some basketball.
Yeah, I think we all are, man.
And that first game is going to be very pivotal, too. You got number 9, Portland, taking on number 8, Memphis. First game of the 8. And, you know, if Portland can smack down John Morant and those Grizzlies, I mean, that could make a statement that could reflect the whole rest of that season and that playoff seeding.
I think they need to be scared. We got Collins. We got Nurk back.
We need to come out hot, too, because our schedule is really tough going through this bubble.
Melo came out yesterday and said it's time to – every game we play is a playoff game, and that's when I turn it on.
Yep.
I'm going to turn it on, and I'm not going to turn it off.
I mean, I think everybody should think of it that way, at least the guys who are the teams that are competing to get in.
Anybody who's there could contend to get in.
Right.
So, realistically, we're going to see, for us, 8 playoff games before the playoffs.
Yeah.
Which
I'm okay with because
I absolutely love.
Our guys turn it up
I
when
think
it comes playoffs.
The no fans thing's going to be a little weird.
I'm kind of excited to see where that goes.
I'm interested to see if they lay over crowd noise or if we just hear a bunch of squeaks and F-bombs.
I think we'll probably hear – probably not the F-bombs. I mean, they could probably censor that crap. But we'll probably hear a lot of squeaks, maybe play calling, switches. You'll probably hear them talking on the court. But I'm sure they'll censor anything that's
definitely going to hear a lot more.
And Actually, I think that'd be cool because I think we were talking on one of the shows about having them like mic'd up or something like for games. That would be a really cool concept. So maybe we'll see that here. Maybe they'll start doing that.
I mean, I think either way, with the extremely limited capacity, I think already we're going to hear some stuff being thrown out on the court as far as
For sure.
Quips back and forth. It's going to be intense, and it's going to be a fun atmosphere because a lot of these guys have missed playing basketball.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
a lot of them never stopped. I mean, they have
Kemba
courts
Walker.
and shit at their houses.
Well, and how many times do you get a 3-month break in the season to get healthy, refreshed?
It's a freebie for a lot of guys that even guys that we had that need to rehab. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like some people, I don't know, you either get rusty or you get rested. So
That's
true.
true.
We'll see who's rusty and who's rested. Some of these guys are probably on a little vacation too. Sitting on the couch eating donuts.
That's true, man. I mean, well, some of these guys definitely, because especially the guys that aren't going.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
The guys that aren't going
yeah.
are like, screw it. I mean, whatever. Yeah, a lot of people not happy about the food in the bubble, though.
Did you see J.R.
Did you see
Smith?
him? Well, no, I didn't, but I did see like pictures of the food trays and stuff, and like
there's
of
a
fruit,
there's a
veggies.
clip of J.R.
Are you
Smith,
sure
like-
those were the NBA food trays?
Yes.
Because
So allegedly,
I heard that they were the MLS food trays,
And they got it mixed up or something.
and they were wondering if this was what it was going to be like.
I heard both were pretty lackluster.
Yeah.
I heard the MLS ones were silly, but the NBA ones, the one that I saw, the picture, the tag on the salad box said National Basketball League, blah 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 blah. But I think they or association, but I think it was just kind of a starter, and then everybody eventually got big slabs of meat and entrees and stuff. But Joel Embiid is the big one, talking about how he's probably going to lose a lot of weight on this bubble food. But
Fast.
everybody's got to do it. I mean, obviously, you have to feed. You have to adequately feed and nourish over 150 people in this bubble right now over the course of the next month?
I'm surprised it's
month
not
or
like
two?
good shit though, because the NBA has a lot of money. It's not like they can't afford it. Come
It's
on now.
probably just the capacity of what's there in Orlando in that resort at that given time.
It's a bubble. Nobody in or out.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Right.
Should have prepared that
So-
better though with catering.
They got to work with what they've got, but I'm sure enough people make some noise. They'll tune that up in a hurry.
So what are the odds that somebody gets the freaking coronavirus while this is all going on?
If that happens, I think the
Do you,
season's
do you
done,
think it's
right?
done? I mean, I would.
It's
think.
got to be like
Nobody said it, but
if you get it in the bubble, it's over.
everybody there. Could
So
be exposed.
that is why they're there so early.
Just before it. Well, yeah,
There's 2 weeks before the season.
that and the practice, but
Yeah, but there's 2 weeks before the season. So if somebody tests positive,
right, called off.
Right.
But I mean, let's cross our fingers that doesn't happen. But
In kind of a converse news, in less than 24 hours. So I've been talking on and off about the New Japan Cup, being the big Japanese wrestling fan. They are actually going to host the New Japan Cup Finals and Dominion at Osaka-jo Hall in front of real fans, and they're going to do it before any major company. It's going to be interesting how it sets up. So one commenter on here, he says tickets were done in a weird way. He says, I'm going tomorrow. Tickets were handled quite strangely. First, both shows were lotteries. You had a week to apply, and they picked out winners, but they do this during the normal shows with the fan club for the first round of tickets. Then there's a general sale. But for this, as far as I believe, you couldn't have gotten tickets without the fan club. I won Saturday's show, but I didn't apply for Sundays. And here's the screwed up part. The tickets were 10,000 yen, about $100 US, which is pretty expensive. You could not pick your seats, and it seems the whole process was pretty randomized.
Yeah.
We were assigned them just this Wednesday, and we really lucked out getting floor seats, but my friends are up in the nosebleeds and still paying full price, which I would have been quite pissed.
and they're both the same price ticket.
you can be
what
pissed.
kind of crap is that?
Listen, you can be pissed all you want, but I actually went to Garth Brooks when he came back, and he did $76 from the floor to the ceiling. Every ticket, where you bought your ticket. And I like it because
That's cool. I mean,
because you're getting people who can't afford the floor seats
mhm.
on the floor.
I guess I could see it from that point of view.
It gives everybody a chance to be on the floor, not just the 1%.
Well, that's a move made by a guy who knows, hey, I've made
yeah.
more than enough money doing this stuff. Like, let's just bring in as
Mhm.
many fans as possible and let them have this good
Yeah, he's
time
like
as
the
possible.
best I mean, I think he's still got like the best-selling albums of all time.
He's the highest-selling
any genre
country artist ever, right?
Artist ever. I'm talking.
Oh, in general,
like as far.
Oh, more than the Beatles.
Yeah.
Really.
Oh yeah.
Good on you, Garth.
Yeah.
He's got creepy social media presence though.
I've never seen any of it.
Have you seen his Instagram videos? He's like,
no.
One of my favorite podcasts, Your Mom's House. They talk about it where he's on Instagram and he's like, all right, it's finally here. Garth Brooks is on Facebook Live. Finally, social media. It's a way to connect Garth Brooks with the fans. He's like, I like that.
I like that a lot.
He's like a robot.
But you also got to remember, this comes from a guy who retired for 12 years.
That's true.
Didn't he just put on a virtual concert?
No, he was exposed to COVID. So
I'm talking like the beginning of all this, right?
Oh yeah.
He put on some kind of concert.
He's done a couple, but he retired for 12-something years to raise his family.
Yeah, good on him. A lot of guys can't do that, man.
No,
or just choose not to. But I mean, it's your choice. I don't think it's wrong either way. But guy must be all about family. But I mean, he probably made all the money he needed to make. One of the most famous artists out there. So
another wrestling thing, and then I'll give it a rest on the wrestling stuff. I want to give a big shout out / congratulations to big old Keith Lee for winning the NXT championship in the winner take all match against Adam Cole at the Great American Bash. That was Wednesday. It was a double title match. Cole had held the NXT title over 400 days, which is far and away the longest reign in company history.
He defended it, right?
Oh, several times.
Yeah.
And he defended his title against Keith Lee, who was the North American champion, defending that title. And Lee walked away with both titles after a tremendous match. He is the first, I believe, double champion in NXT. And he is at the very least, he's the first African-American double champion and the second African-American NXT champion after Big E. So I'm glad for him.
Bright future, huh?
He's tremendous. I mean, I went and saw him in Portland, and he's the number one guy I kept talking about since. He had that big Haas match with Dominic Dijakovic, where those two went 20 minutes and just did all sorts of crazy stuff. And I went into that show. I bought his shirt. I've worn it several times. I walked out of that show a bigger Keith Lee fan than ever. And I'm glad for him. I'm glad for him. He's great. He's got a bright future. Just a big dude and a fun dude to watch. Maybe that'll be the one that'll be the match that we watch today. We'll go back to
watch that.
Portland.
Yeah, I mean, you've been talking about it.
So. He's wonderful. But
I don't even have we done a New Japan anything on this?
No.
So that would be something.
Eventually, that'll be one. That's definitely got to be like a one match show too, because New Japan matches can go pretty long.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no. In due time. We kind of started a format, especially at least until we get basketball back, where we'll do these shorter shows, one match toward the end to kind of watch along with us, and it'll be a good time.
So let's talk about, just for like a minute or two, what's up with Deshaun Jackson, man?
Deshaun Jackson,
Did you see now Edelman called him, and because Edelman's Jewish.
Yeah,
Edelman called him and said he wanted to take him to a Holocaust museum, and then he also asked Deshaun Jackson if he'd take him to a African American Black museum, and then I guess now they're talking right now. I don't know.
Okay, not only the players in the league that are Jewish, but the owners of your team are Jewish.
So
right.
I don't. Apparently, he posted some anti-Semitic Hitler quote about, I can't remember exactly what it said, so I'm not going to speak too much on it.
It was a quote out of a book that he had highlighted, right? Or something like that. But it was
like Mein Kampf or something? Or?
I don't know if it was Mein Kampf, but it was something. It was a quote that Hitler said.
Right. And
I honestly don't know the 100% of the context of it. I tried to steer clear of most of it.
What was the motive? Was it he trying to say that's what's going on in the United States right now? Kind of like
So we'll never know the true motive because he backtracked and instead of standing with what he said.
But I mean, you can only assume how times are right now that's what he was referring to. Whether that be the mask, whether that be
we've got guys at work that are spewing the same bullshit.
Yeah, we won't name names, but we do. pretty much saying the mask is like the Star of David back. Like, no, dude, you don't. No.
Telling us we better be ready to get in line for our tattoo.
No, well, that's borderline like racist, anti-Semitic.
He posted this stuff, and then Steven Jackson, who I believe is now an analyst on ESPN, he jumps in on that stuff, which is to a lot of people came off extremely disappointing, especially because he's been such a poignant voice with the whole Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah,
because George Floyd was one of his friends.
Right. Yeah.
So it was kind of a bummer there. But
he's going to go down in probably history for standing up for all that. And
absolutely. I mean, well, especially with his time on the court. I mean, he was part of a really scrappy, fun to watch Pacers team.
Yeah.
But then to top it off, Larry Johnson, who you may remember for 3 otherworldly seasons in Kansas City back in the mid 2000s, and about approximately nothing else after 2008, came out and went on just a Twitter diatribe about how his words, not mine, like Jews are evil and all this other stuff. And he was already kind of a noted scumbag anyway, domestic abuser and all this other stuff. And
man.
I
think these guys get into I
feel like if he
start reading into conspiracies and stuff like that.
If he was a bigger name, more people would be talking about it, but they're not. Because he, like I said, he hasn't been relevant past 2008.
So do you think?
So you just? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Because I was.
Okay, I was gonna say so. I know the NFL came out and made a statement after Deshaun Jackson and all that, saying he needs to apologize, this and that. Watch what you say. Don't you think that's usually grounds for you're out of here, or at least a suspension or a something
for Deshaun?
I mean,
I think
for any player,
if it was going to happen, it would have happened already.
I know, right?
I agree.
But when I read, because when I read, it was pretty fucked up shit that he said or quoted. Maybe he didn't give a context, but what context do you need to quote, unless it's saying this is bad? But I think he was meaning it that's what he was believing was going on right now or whatever.
I mean, that guy could have just been having a moment.
Over all the shit I've seen people get kicked out of the league for.
But you know what? Stand by what you say. I love what Shaq says. That's coward move.
Oh, yeah.
If you say it, stick with Shaq goes, I don't ever backtrack on anything I say if it's controversial or not.
Well, it's because he probably saw that it backfired. I think he was thinking more people were going to get on the wagon with whatever he was trying to get his point across.
Yeah,
but
not the right time.
Not the right time at all. It never really is.
Never is. I mean, there's never a good time for racism.
No, and it's
that's a shirt.
Yeah, seriously.
There's never a good time for racism.
Yeah, that's a slogan. But yeah, dude, I
get the
don't know, man.
press ready.
Yeah, he should have stood by what he said, but he saw what happened. It wasn't a good thing to say. Well, anyway,
that's about that section.
Also,
but,
okay.
You brought up Kansas City.
What about Kansas City?
How about the Patrick Mahomes deal, guys?
Oh, yeah, we didn't even talk about we've been talking about it all week at work. But
top of the week, Patrick Mahomes signed a landmark deal that is worth over, first of all, 10 years, which is the longest contract since Donovan McNabb signed a 12-year deal in 2002. And it's going to be worth over $500 million.
$503 million.
$500 million man. $140 million guaranteed if he gets injured. But we're talking he's already on his rookie contract for 2 more years, worth approximately around to 25 mil, something like that. That this next year he's not getting paid much, but then the year after he's making 24 million. They backloaded his rookie deal essentially, which is smart considering with quarterbacks it's they're especially prospects you got to sit. It's kind of a boom or bust deal. Obviously he's a big boom. But yeah, he's the $500 million man. And what's interesting now is where we go from here. Where does a guy like Lamar Jackson, what is he going to get paid? What's a guy like Dak Prescott think he's going to get paid?
Dak Prescott
might just try to negotiate himself out of the league.
No, what's going to happen is he's going to look silly this year.
Well, because people are going to be there's going to be guys that are delusional, like Dak Prescott, that are going to sit there going, I'm better than Pat Mahomes.
Dude, he's probably freaking.
I threw for more yards than Pat Mahomes.
He's curled up crying in bed right now.
But the fact of the matter is, Pat's a game changer. He is the. Here's the thing. I think that the guy that's going to get a deal close to his, or if he can learn to slide, is Lamar.
Here's the thing, because we were talking about this.
We talked about it like this. If Lamar is the new prototype scrambling quarterback, he is Vic 2.0.
Oh, yeah. He's Vic with more accurate arm, man.
Mahomes is like Manning 2.0. He's like your pocket passer taken to the next level. He can get out when he needs to, but he hardly does.
He's your system quarterback.
And they've programmed him into an offense that takes full advantage of this 70-something yard rocket arm by plugging in. I mean, like we talked about, it's the Al Davis wet dream offense.
Oh, yeah.
It's plug in all your 4-2, 4-3, 40 guys, and you got a guy that can throw 70 yards, and you just throw these long bombs.
Yeah,
and it works. You've laid out your game plan, and it works. The only guy, I mean, I can't think of a guy right now, and of course, we need to see how this crop of rookies does. I mean, you've got guys right now: Tua, Justin Herbert, Love. Eventually,
maybe.
we don't know how they're going to turn out. We got a guy like Baker Mayfield who has one more year to see if he can really turn that dial.
This year, if you don't do anything, I give up. I give up because I really want him to do well, and I think he can.
So here's the question: Lamar Jackson. Let's say he gets a ring this year. What's the deal look like? What's his?
I don't know. I don't know if it's as big as Pat's. Probably won't be, only because you got to think about longevity. Okay, you don't sign a 10-year deal with Lamar Jackson. He's pretty much he's a running back, quarterback. Like, he's more prone to get hurt. He's more prone to get injuries. Do
you add a sliding incentive?
You do.
So
add some kind of incentive.
Here you go.
But it's not going to be a deal like Pat.
This is what I got to say about Lamar. Is can he adapt once they figure out how to contain him?
Yes. Dude's a dog. He's a dog. He's one of those guys, man, who's like, he knows what you're doing.
We've seen it before. These guys have these standout years, and all of a sudden teams figure it out.
Oh,
and these guys aren't as good.
Trust me, everybody's probably tried to make up some scheme to stop him for this season coming up.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We've seen where you can plan all you want for certain guys. And the athleticism and the talent shines through. Derrick Henry is the perfect example of that in the playoffs. The only guy, I mean, all due respect to Ryan Tannehill and A.J. Brown, but you're not planning for Ryan Tannehill and A.J. Brown. No. You're planning for Derrick Henry, and they're going to charge him right up the gut.
And he goes, I dare you.
And he still wins. And I think Lamar Jackson is in that caliber of guy that he's too fast.
He's got that mentality.
He's elusive, and he can burn you really quick, and he can put up high numbers, three passing touchdowns and one on the ground, and put up 100 yards rushing and 300 yards passing.
Feet, dude. Keeps you on your toes.
But if he gets injured,
that's what I'm saying.
And has to adapt his game, can he adapt?
So
I don't think he's a bad QB at all. I think he can sling it. I think he can.
We've seen it in Seattle when Russell was there the first few years he was running. Russell hardly runs anymore.
Right? Well, actually, last season he had the highest rushing yards than anybody on the team. But I know
injured.
Hey, I know what you mean though. I know what you mean. He has kind of progressed back into like pocket passing.
You have to adapt. Not even pocket.
But scramble passes. Just getting the ball out before he has to go.
Yes,
it's like his last resort now. I agree.
You have to be able to adapt in the evolving league.
I think Lamar can though. I think he's athletic enough.
I want to see one more year of Lamar before I say pay the dude.
Dude, yeah, he actually has this desire to like prove you wrong when you just call him a running back. He hates it. He's just a running back. He's just a running back.
I was like, pay him.
So here's the thing. If Lamar has, let's say, an MVP season, let's say Lamar, this is all, wishful thinking, of course. MVP season, wins a Super Bowl. I think the most you can give him years wise is 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say he can still get paid a lot of money.
Get paid a lot
it's
of
just
money.
Not going to be a 10-year. We were just talking about this. When's the last time you heard of a 10-year deal for any player, let alone a quarterback?
Do you hear the back that people are calling out the Seahawks going, see, the Chiefs knew what they had. Russell should be pissed off and asking for a trade.
He actually should be. But
I think he could go 6 years. If he wins MVP and he wins the Super Bowl, I would say like 6 years, 280 mil.
That's actually not too far off from what I would say.
I mean, honestly, but
I would say 4.
Here's the bigger question. We have, barring injuries, we have 12 more years of Pat Mahomes in Kansas City because there is a no trade clause.
Yeah.
So in order for him to get gone, he would have to decline steady or get hurt, and they would have to cut him.
Yeah.
So how many Super Bowls does this kid win in the next 12 years?
It's so hard to say.
I mean, you can't.
I mean,
it depends on who's
over.
Does he got weapons still? I mean, they're paying this dude a lot.
Let's
money.
Let's assume sometime down the line, Tyreek Hill walks. That's going to happen because they're not going to be able to pay him. Sammy Watkins took a pay cut. We know he's got a few more years left in him, and they're just going to keep drafting at least one 4-2, 4-3 guy every year.
I say 2.
I say at least 2. I would say over under is 3. But because you got to consider that division of theirs is tough, but they are clearly the Kings.
I would probably say 1 to 2.
Yeah,
because I mean,
I would say 3 is the ceiling.
Even look at Brady. I mean, he won what? He's got 6.
Yeah, 6. Yeah,
you got to keep in mind, Andy Reid's not going to do this forever either.
No, I mean, I think after he got this last one, he's like, all right.
Everything I was listening to yesterday was, Andy Reid got it for 12 years. Okay, Andy Reid's 70 years old.
He's an old bull.
He's 62.
He's an old bulldog.
But he's not going to coach till he's 74. At least I don't think so.
No,
that ain't going to happen.
He's not. I don't think he's in good enough health to coach till he's 74.
Yeah, I mean, he's been the same kind of fat guy for a long time.
Yeah, but when you're a fat guy that old,
but I mean, look at you got a guy like Pete Carroll who's out there running routes with his wide receivers.
It's not even that, dude. Like I've heard like stories and like interviews of like coaches and shit who've been coaching forever, right? It's a mentally drain. It literally drains your physical health too. Like just how much like anger, anxiety, like all these emotions, man. It's not really healthy to do for like your whole fucking life. You got to retire at some point, right?
Yeah.
Like he's pretty damn close, I would say. I would say Andy Reid maybe has half of those years left.
So
6, yeah.
Here's an interesting kind of prospect here, and we're going to kind of change the subject a little bit.
Wait, okay, go for it.
49ers have inquired about Jets safety Jamal Adams. I'm thinking like the Charger.
Yeah, because Jamal Adams is still looking for a home, right?
Jamal Adams he's wanting to trade really bad, and here's the thing: like the Seahawks, we talked about. The Niners are a team that could give up a first-round pick to go get a first-round caliber player.
Guess who else is seeking a trade from the Niners?
Who?
Mostert, the running back?
Raheem Mostert. But here's the problem with Raheem Mostert wanting out. He's, I believe, 28 or 29.
Mm-hmm.
And he's bounced from practice squad to practice squad. He's had one good year.
I think we were talking about this on one of the shows.
He's had one good year, and he wants one good payday.
Yeah,
and
gotta show us.
If he can get a trade and he can perform on an offense without Kyle Shanahan, then all the power to him.
Makes you surprised the Seahawks don't fucking swoop him.
They might. But you're a division rival, so it makes it a little more tough. But
no, I know, but they like to get these kind of guys. You know what I mean?
But if I look at this, the Niners draft picks.
The Seahawks are trying to trade for somebody too.
Yeah, I was seeing it. I know.
I mean,
it's a Pro Bowler, right?
If you think about it, so the Niners had 4 picks this year. They were in the discussion we talked about. They could very well have taken a safety, but I think after that DeForest Buckner trade, I think we knew they were going to replace him.
What's the deal with? Okay, I'm getting off on the side. We'll talk about it.
Jamal Adams.
But we knew that they could have.
We're trying to get Jamal Adams too.
We're trying to get Jamal Adams too. Now that we're on this, but
so here's the thing. We knew that they could have taken a safety. Obviously, with that other pick, they obviously went wide receiver, which makes sense. Manny Sanders is gone. So safety is still a point of need. They could very well go after Jamal Adams. I think you're going to find some suitors. It's just going to depend on if the Jets are willing to get rid of him. But Jamal's done. Well, so there's no point in getting rid of him
because we've seen this with other players, man. They're not going to give you their all. They're not going to be responsive to anything you say. They're not going to be coachable. Yeah. They don't want to
just take the first round pick. It's like the Jaguars with Yannick Ngakoue.
Why would you want somebody who doesn't want to be there anyway? I mean,
right.
There's no,
At some point, because here's the thing: the longer you wait, that price tag is going to go down because people are going to go, well, he's going to sit out probably till week 10. He's going to.
This man needs paid too. Like,
he's going to pull a Vincent Jackson and sit till week 10, and then he's useless. Yeah. Like, just get rid of him. Get a first round.
Pull Melvin Gordon. He's going to pull all this crap, dude.
Get the guaranteed return while you can, because eventually you're going to let him go, and he's going to go sign somewhere else for big money.
Kind of like what's happening
for nothing.
It's kind of what's happening with Clowney right now.
Yeah. Clowney posted a picture of a Raiders helmet on his Instagram, and then he deleted it.
Well, there he is.
Oh, I mean, we don't know yet, but I'm just saying.
Also, one of those things where they told him to take that off.
Speaking of Raiders, Raiders have signed former quarterback Randall Cunningham, and he's going to be the team chaplain. Interesting enough, Gruden actually worked with Cunningham because Cunningham was the quarterback when Gruden was Philly's offensive coordinator in the 90s. Mm-hmm. Kind of an interesting pairing. Cunningham obviously is one of the first real scrambling prototype quarterbacks. Yeah,
he was kind of one of the guys that started that whole thing.
He kind of Vic before Vic, very ahead of his time. Mm-hmm. He had some shaky years. He was exciting to watch, but had some shaky years. And Philly obviously had a resurgence behind one of the most potent offenses off of that 1998 Minnesota Vikings team with Randy Moss and Chris Carter. Really interesting to see where he goes, or what he does in his role as with the Raiders. And I'd love to see him maybe look into being maybe a quarterback's coach or some kind of an offensive minded coach on that team. It'd be really cool,
man. So who do you think starts for Oakland? Is it up for grabs?
Quarterback?
Talking about QB? You're talking about either
I think
Carr
it's Carr's spot.
That's
to
Carr's
lose.
team, man.
But it's up for grabs.
Who's
Mariota?
Yeah, Mariota. No, dude.
It's Carr's spot to lose. But I'll tell you what, I think this is a prove it year for Derek Carr. If he plays bad, if he makes some mistakes, we could see a case where
I think this was
they yank him and then they throw Mariota.
I think this is the best thing for Derek Carr. He needed a little bit of a push, a nudge. Get his ass in gear again, because I know the motherfucker can play, dude. I actually love Derek Carr. I like him. He hasn't done good the past couple seasons. Really not since he got that injury. But he was on his way there, man, to the playoffs and all that. Like even further. I thought he was going to go far until he got injured.
Didn't he go to the playoffs his rookie season?
Yes.
Him and Amari Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. That dude. And honestly, dude, I think this guy has got it. He just needs a little bit of motivation or something. And with Mariota, I think the cat's done, dude.
Mariota's there to light a fire, though.
But I think that's what it is.
I mean, that's a guy who has, like him or not, obviously he hasn't played up to his potential as a Duck. We got a buddy who listens to the show who thinks that this could be a rebirth for him.
I know a lot of buddies who were big Oregon Duck fans. Went to college there when Mariota was there. Loved the guy, and I liked him too, man. And maybe the Titans just wasn't a good fit for him. I don't know. But we haven't really seen a whole lot from the guy when he entered the league, man. Like we were talking about, some of these guys. Well, I think I was talking to my brother-in-law about this. Some of these guys are just like all-star, this and that in college. Well, when they enter the league, it's like a whole different tempo, and some of these guys can't live up to it, man. And I think that was the case with Mariota. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
I mean, who knows? Mariota could come out in their training camp, and because you got replaced by Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, dude.
But before his injury, remember?
But I just don't think that was Mariota's style.
Tannehill was a playoff quarterback with Miami for a couple of years, and he was primed to go again. Mm-hmm. And he had that injury that took him out of, I believe, 2017, and they had to replace him with Jay Cutler, who had just retired. And from there,
was a mess.
Well, and you got to think. What could have been in Tennessee? Because I don't think it was the fit. You've got a quarter. It's kind of the same deal. Russell Wilson, Marshawn Lynch. You got a runner and a runner. Look how good we did when we could run that.
They had a good chemistry, though. I don't think we ever saw that with Derrick Henry and Mariota, though.
Let's just agree that Tennessee.
Because I think Mariota's used to having the spotlight on him and shit,
Let's just agree Tennessee is never going to pick a Pac-12 quarterback ever again. They whiffed on Jake Locker. They whiffed on Mariota. You cash it in. So here's an interesting fact. For one, yesterday, very happy belated Jeff Fisher Day yesterday. It was 7-9. So
Okay, yeah.
And then the Warriors are the leading contender for the new name of the Washington Redskins. As far as all those talks behind closed doors,
See,
Washington
I was
Warriors.
talking to Mike.
Bro,
I was saying the Red Tails. I like the Red
They're
Tails.
making such a big deal over the Redskins, but the Chiefs are out there.
Well, did you see what baseball said about the Cleveland Indians?
The Indians.
Did you see what they said? It was either the coach or one of the owners. They asked him about it. And he says, "I think it's about time for a change." So, because that's probably more. I would agree. That's probably more offensive than the Redskins. But at the same time, just the name, the Redskins.
But I mean, look,
the logo is not
talking about the Chiefs. I've heard some small rumblings. Shaq did talk about the Chiefs yesterday.
Because it's not in a racist.
It doesn't matter.
Well, and it's not just the Indian. I mean, it's not like they're just Indians.
So should we just forget about Indians? Is that what they're saying?
They're the head of the tribe. That's the chief.
That's it's like an honor.
Yeah.
So but here's the thing: like Cleveland Indians. Okay, the name's fine, right? The logo is just like this red-faced, smiling.
Or at least it was.
I don't know what it is now.
No, it's just a C now.
Right.
Well, they still have the Indian logo. They just don't put it on anything.
Yeah, it's still in play. But
that's a cool hat, man.
The thing is
like
Redskins, right? That's you could say that's racist or whatever because you're literally talking about the skin and the
right.
The Redskins.
Well, it's like that Crayola crown I talked about, Indian red.
Yeah, right. Like that's outdated, right?
Here's the thing though. They are looking to change to Warriors, but the other thing has been there will be no Native American imagery on the new team name.
So, and this is where I'm bothered by it because it's like, are we trying to hide the fact that there's Indians here? Are we trying to trying to totally just no more Indian stuff? What's wrong with that?
It's kind of sad because one of their main.
That's literally what this country was founded on. They were the first people in this country.
What's going to be sad about that is how the Jets have Fireman Ed, the guy with the Redskins have a guy similar. He's like this old dude who wears a headdress, and I forget his name, but just
Here's the thing: drop the Redskins name. You can keep the logo. There's nothing wrong with the logo.
Problem.
I like the logo a lot.
The problem is with us naming sports teams after Native American stuff is we came here and took their land. That is what it is.
But it's not just. It's not just white people or it's not just black.
I understand.
I mean, I don't know of any actual people who are. I'm sure there are in the league.
They were here. We came over and we slowly started taking everything away from them until they had these little Indian reservations, and that's all they had.
So you're saying it's kind of like almost like parading it or like degrading? Is that what you're trying to say?
That's where the problem is.
Because in my mind, I would think it's kind of like almost an honor to be. You're named after a professional sports pro. I don't know. It's a touchy subject, and that's why I really want to know the stance on actual Native Americans and how they think about it, because I haven't really heard that. I've only heard of people all of a sudden, every time.
Well, I mean,
there's a social injustice in our country. This always comes up.
Scappoose had to change their name.
What about the Toledo Indians? What about there's another school.
The Toledo Indians. That place is so small, nobody even knows about them. So.
I know. My cousins went there.
There's another solution people are talking about. Obviously, we've heard Red Tails, Warriors. Somebody, and there was a better art of it.
We already got a Warriors in sports.
I'm going to admit, right. I'm going to admit there was a better art of this concept on the Pat McAfee show, but and I don't know where they got their image, but somebody has thought up the Washington Red Wolves.
That's not bad.
Which is pretty neat. But the logo I saw took actually the traditional Redskins R and made it look kind of wolfy, which I thought was neat.
Rainier beer.
A Rainier beer.
I personally like the Red Tails, and I think we were talking about it right now. Be the perfect fit.
I think the Red Tails works. I think it's a very progressive name too, which would make them look very good. Because as we speak, let me double check my facts here. FedEx says they're going to pull their imagery, their logo.
There was a bunch of businesses who said they were going to do this.
I believe anyway.
And
No, FedEx, you're right.
That
on
could be
I
why.
think I said this last week.
That could be why the Chiefs aren't getting a lot of recognition because they're not their stadium is just Arrowhead, isn't it?
I don't know. They just never.
Arrowhead Stadium.
I don't think
They haven't got a lot of
they don't-
fucking.
They don't have a major.
They haven't got a lot of publicity like since I was probably in like middle school.
Yeah, okay. Private letter to Redskins. Not so private anymore. FedEx said it will remove signage if name isn't changed. I mean, that's about as cut and dry as it gets. What's going to be interesting is we got the preseason. Well, no, preseason isn't done. We got the season starting up here in 2 months. That is going to be the most light speed logo change and get it all good.
Trust me, I bet you everything's already in the works right now as we're speaking. There's no way that they go into the season like this.
But that's exactly why the Redskins are so big right now is because FedEx owns their rights to their stadium.
Yep.
Yeah, and a lot of other people who endorse
and the
them.
Chiefs, I believe, from what it looks like, the Chiefs own their stadium.
Maybe, I don't know, but
because they don't have it's not.
No, here's the thing, dude,
T-Mobile Field
dude, there's nothing.
Arrowhead Stadium.
No, nobody cares about the Chiefs because it's not. There's nothing wrong with the Chiefs. It's the Redskins.
There's odds on it in Vegas. 75% that their name gets changed.
Vegas isn't always right. I'm just telling you, dude, it's not going to happen. There's nothing wrong with being the Chiefs. That's like a
it's like the Braves.
Yeah,
is
man.
Anybody coming down on the
No,
Braves?
don't.
It'll come.
It will not.
Once the Reds.
It will.
5 or 6 years ago,
no.
that was the big fight. The Indians and the Braves. They
No.
need to change their name. It was the big fight.
Like the Indians because they didn't like the face, man. They did change it like 6 years ago.
What's wrong with the Braves? They have a hatchet.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about the Braves.
Not yet.
Heard a damn thing about the Braves.
You have not yet. A few years ago,
the Braves are not going to change.
A few years ago, they wanted them changed.
No,
really.
They wanted the Redskins changed a few years back too.
And a few years back is when it was bad, and they were calling for
the
everybody.
Redskins to change for a long time.
Because that is literally listen to it after you say it. The Redskins. What do you think about when you hear a Redskin?
If one team falls,
potato.
If the Redskins change their name, I think it forces the hand of any other team.
I mean, you might get the little minority group saying, "Okay, well, let's go for another." No, it's not the same, dude. Like Redskin is blatantly like, "Okay, man, you can't say that." That'd be like, I don't know, dude. I don't want to get into it about racist stuff.
All right, it's getting hot.
Yeah, a little warm in here.
Let's talk about LeBron James.
Let's talk about
LeBron James.
Let's not.
Let's not, dude.
Let's not talk about LeBron James.
Got nothing nothing good to say about the man.
Yeah. Hey, like Mama always says. You know what? I do have something nice to say about 500 Level. This is not a sponsorship. They came out with a line of shirts for my boy Sean Kemp. And
that's fly,
I had to cop one, and I did, and I love this shirt, man.
Oh, let me say one thing,
and it hides my man tits so well.
Shit. Hey, before we go on another topic, since we're on the NFL still, did you guys see what they came out and said today? There will be no jersey swap during the season,
and players are not happy about it.
What the fuck? Okay, it's a contact sport, literally.
Bro, okay,
touching and rubbing and tackling.
You know.
Okay, but you can't trade the jersey after the game, bro.
You know who's upset about the jersey swaps?
The players.
It's the big players, the Russells,
Deshaun Watson, Richard Sherman.
It's any big name because these small name, the offensive linemen, all those guys,
the guys that nobody wants their jerseys.
They don't have any. Even the pros. They have to pay for every jersey that they swap.
Of course, they're not upset because they don't do that crap. What I'm saying is, like, why would you not be upset about? It's not even the fact that you can't do it. It is the fact that you can't do it, but it's so stupid because you're out there, fucking 2 inches apart from each other, tackling each other, all over each other. But at the end of the game, you can't swap a jersey for a picture or just to do it. Like it's a tradition. What the fuck? How is that supposed to like stop anything?
McAfee had a good show.
How dumb, dude. How
McAfee
stupid.
had a good show a couple months ago, I think, about jersey. He went to swap a jersey and came back and had to pay like $600.
Yeah.
And then when he left, he tried to take his jersey and they're like, "No, you got to pay for all those."
But
That's
like for
fucking
real though,
funny.
like how ridiculous.
Speaking of McAfee, shout out, bro.
Got the big deal
You got
done with
your deal.
DraftKings, huh?
Shout out.
What is that?
I think he did not put that out.
He probably is that TMZ? Was that TMZ?
That's Eminem. Of course he did.
That's for sure that happened. If that's TMZ.
Eminem says "fuck Drew Brees" in new track with Kid Cudi. You're such an angry 40-year-old man.
Oh, we were
I
talking
love it.
about this
You-
song. I didn't listen
bro,
to it yet.
check it out. If you see it and it
Moon
says,
Man and Slim
if
Shady.
it says Eminem said it, you know for sure Eminem said it because Eminem doesn't give
He
a
doesn't
fuck.
give a shit.
What an angry boy.
Fuck
man.
Drew Brees.
What
Yeah,
an
everybody's
angry man.
not happy about Drew Brees. But you know what's funny is like nobody's as upset at fucking Deshaun Jackson saying this shit as they were about Drew Brees.
You
right?
know why? I'm not even going to bring it up. Never mind.
I don't know why, but
All right,
it's
moving on,
insane.
boys.
I'm not even going to say it.
Let's not do it. Let's not do it then. No, don't do it. Yeah. So interesting. A little bit of a preview. Actually, I am going to talk one more thing about wrestling because it's fucking silly, and I want to get you guys' take on it. The upcoming pay-per-view, Extreme Rules 2020. They're going to call it's being branded the Horror Show at Extreme Rules, and that's next Sunday. The interesting thing to note. Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins are going to fight in an eye for an eye match, in which, and I'm not joking, the object of the match is to remove the other guy's eye.
No.
And
What?
they're
Kind of sick,
What?
And they're-
sadistic shit. Are we watching?
they're
it?
going to apparently use CGI for it.
What?
I just think that this is going to lead to,
Lame.
well, come on, they're not really going to take out an eye, but obviously I'm just in my head, I can just see Seth Rollins walking around in a friggin' eye patch now. But it started out like he bashed Ray into the steps and the corner went into his eye, and they're like, oh god, his eye. And then they attacked Ray's son, who's just a giant.
Is that what wrestling's at nowadays?
But brother, man,
CGI.
Oh, wait a
for
minute. Wait
real?
a minute. What's the match above it? Does that say Wyatt Swamp Fight?
that's going to be in the swamp. Yeah.
You got the poo on me.
Vince, come on.
Yeah, so we're gonna get a Wyatt Swamp fight, Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt.
All right.
You don't make this.
I'm
you can't
down.
make this- you can't
I'd
make
love
this-
to, I would love to
So-
have been in that meeting when somebody said, hey, why don't we have them fight for an eye?
So
And McMahon goes, I love it.
no, McMahon would say, "It's such good shit." No, the thing about the Wyatt and the Strowman thing. So when Wyatt nowadays, like I said, he's a guy. He's been portraying like this Pee Wee Herman-esque character lately with the Kid Show and all that. But when he came out,
really creepy, right?
when he first came on, he looked like he was a cult leader, like a backwoods on the bayou. He looked like, if you've ever seen the movie Cape Fear with Robert De Niro,
he's
got, like-
years ago,
like
man.
the fedora and the Hawaiian shirt, and
Yeah.
you're all my family and my children, like
Yeah,
and they follow the buzzards, like he's like that. And Braun Strowman was like one of his disciples, but now Strowman's like this big hoss,
straight up in
universal champ now, and
commune.
yeah. So I mean, the pay per view actually is shaping up to be kind of interesting, but eye for an eye. I don't know, dude. Should be a shit show, which is
also
what it's going to turn out to be.
Jamal Crawford, welcome back.
Yes.
J.R. Smith, welcome back.
Yes.
Those guys, man. So especially Jamal Crawford.
Yeah, Crawford
He
is.
dropped 51 points in his last game last year.
He's
He's older.
He's
Yes.
the de facto best player in Brooklyn right now because Kyrie and
we were just talking about, like,
DeAndre Jordan and
Remember we were reading
Durant
off.
aren't going to play.
We were reading off after everybody said they weren't playing. Then another player got coronavirus, so
Well,
he can't
look,
play.
We knew.
There was
we knew-
nobody there.
We knew Durant wasn't going to play.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't, because you do have a chance at.
No, you don't.
They're right there.
Yeah, they'll get in the playoffs, but they're not going to win a ring.
Put Kyrie and
You know
Durant,
Durant's all about the ring. He don't give a fuck if he gets in the playoffs or
asterisk
not.
rings.
Yeah, how many times? Yeah, Durant's like, okay, how many times have I been in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Been there. I've done that.
Yeah.
I've already been to the playoffs.
Am I guaranteed a ring or at least like a good chance? Oh, you got to work hard. No.
The thing about Crawford, though, I mean,
team on your back.
Big ups to this guy. He's 40.
Yeah, man, and he's
From
got
Seattle.
it. He is a shooter, man. This guy
40,
is a killer. He's ice cold.
This is his 9th team. He's still hanging in there. 3-time 6-man,
and he can still play, man. He can still ball. So I've been talking about it with a lot of you guys at work, like for a while, dude. Like, why the fuck is this guy still a free agent?
I forgot he spent a season with us. That would have been the first year I really got.
I do remember that. I think probably because it was on that early.
He'd have been with Monte, yeah.
So happy for him. J.R. Smith, man, just don't fuck it up this time with LeBron or disown you. I'm happy for him too, man, because he is a shooter as well.
Yeah,
I really love the way he plays, man.
Well, J.R. Smith's been around for a long time too, man.
Yeah, dude, he's a
04. Yeah,
he's just about a vet.
Old guy.
But dude, I'm telling you, he can play, he can ball. He's a guy that I think the Lakers could use off the bench. Very excited for both of those fellas.
When LeBron's pulling for him to come back, you got to know water's under the bridge. Especially like LeBron's this close to winning another title, and then AD can get the title off his back, and yeah, of course I say that, and then Giannis is gonna fucking dominate.
Not if you get knocked out in the first round.
No, it's Lillard time, bro. McCollum's gonna come in here.
Can you imagine if Lillard winds up winning, right? If the Blazers just somehow pull this thing out and win, like, I mean, that cover is all the more justified. Is it not? Like, people are like, oh, 2K season in the future now. I see.
This is the time for the Blazers to get that. With everything going on right now, this would be like a total Blazers move to steal this title from the Lakers or Clippers, whatever. Because or the Bucks. Because other than those 3 teams, I don't know who's got it other than us.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. No, I can't say that. I mean, Clippers are up there for sure, man.
Yeah, Clippers. It's literally going to be the Clippers, Lakers, Bucks, or the Blazers.
Nuggets with the healthy Jokic.
Nah, Nuggets. I mean, respect for the Nuggets. You guys are a great team.
They're in the
mix. Think I don't think they'll beat any of those teams.
They're in the mix.
I don't think they can beat any of those teams in a 7-game series.
As far as the East goes, I keep saying it. I'm not counting out the Heat. I really like what Jimmy Butler's really done with that team. He's turned that thing around, and the Kawhi-less Raptors are surprisingly dangerous as well. I mean, Pascal Siakam gets better every year, and he's becoming more of a defensive force.
I think that would be huge for the Raptors to win it. Just to say, look, we didn't need Kawhi. We were good. Kawhi was just a
Kawhi would be like
they
their
didn't need
Durant.
the claw. They weren't even gonna go unless Kawhi hit that fucking shot, bro.
That would have went to
that
overtime.
Most iconic shot, dude.
Well, and then obviously the Bucks have a great shot again. You know, Giannis coming back with a vengeance. And don't count out Boston either. I mean, Boston.
Yeah, they're
Jason Tatum is young, and Kemba Walker is hungry, and he wants to do something. So
yeah, Kemba Walker's one of my favorite players right now.
He spent the longest time being the best player on a terrible team.
Bro, I remember he was saying too. It was like he's probably a few months before he got traded. Or whatever. He was saying he would take a pay cut. He would take a pay cut when he was still with the Hornets if it meant them to get guys to where they can actually compete and go to the playoffs.
Yeah, if they would actually build around him.
Nothing happened.
So
he's like, fuck it, I'm out, dude. Sorry, MJ.
Keep paying dudes like Nick Batum, hilarious contracts.
Nick Batum, I remember we had his ass.
I loved him when we had him.
Dude could stroke.
He's making entirely too much money though. But it's like
they paid him off what he was doing with the Blazers.
Yeah,
Kemba,
he never followed through with it.
Kemba is like, I mean, in the short history of the Bobcats, which was 10 years, Kemba is the best player in that team.
For real, dude.
Period.
For sure.
Period. And he only played with them for like 4 seasons.
Could you imagine if he was like on a decent team, like with decent players around him?
Well, that's exactly their 3rd seed in the East now. I mean,
that's why the Celtics are doing great.
And that would be good for 3rd in the West too. So, I mean, good for them.
But don't sleep on the Nuggets.
No, I'm not
or
at
the
all.
Clippers. I mean,
don't you dare.
So I'm saying, I think the Clippers or the Nuggets, they could go very far. I just don't think they could actually win it.
So I think we are going to move to the watch along portion of the show. So if you've got the WWE Network, we are going to check out. That's not the one I want. As soon as I find it anyway, because they had so many matches. It's going to be Keith Lee versus Dominik Dijakovic for the NXT North American title. And that's going to be at NXT TakeOver Portland. Let me get that set up here. This is obviously the match that I came out of loving. So if I back it up about 10 seconds. So 4 minutes, 48 seconds in. It's NXT TakeOver Portland in 3, 2, 1.
Where you at, Mike?
Somewhere. I'm holding up a Keith Lee sign when he comes out, but I don't think it shows me.
Oh, yeah,
But
there he is.
I'm somewhere.
I see him clear as day.
I'm somewhere up there. We actually had a pretty good seats.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I would die to be at one of these shows, like a wrestling match, dude.
This was the best wrestling show I've ever been to. And this is, to date, this is the last NXT TakeOver with a full capacity crowd before COVID. So I'm pretty proud to have been a part of it.
You could slap that on the badge.
Yeah. But the crowd here, I mean, I would be surprised if we didn't get another TakeOver Portland after how good the crowd was for this.
Dude, it's kind of crazy how Portland's been getting such recognition over just the past few years as far as like music artists and events like this, like TV shows, movies. Like,
oh yeah,
I hear so much more about Portland now.
I'm like right there with my Keith Lee sign. Based. That's right.
Keith Lee 2020.
I'd vote for him.
Just Carl Winslow on steroids, man. He looked kind of like him.
How about Kanye West? You guys gonna vote?
I don't know, man.
No.
How cool is that belt?
Don't ever tell nobody who you're voting for. Big old bear.
He still has that title too. And this guy's cool too. Dijakovic. I love both these guys.
Dijakovic?
Yeah.
Swede?
Dominik Dijakovic. No, he's actually from Florida.
Oh, okay.
His name. He's gone through many names. Chris Dijak, Dominik Dijak, just Dominik, and then now it's
Dominik
Dijakovic.
Like he's either Russian or like a Swede.
That's what they're going for. I mean, look at him.
Yeah, he is definitely one of those.
Oh, I didn't even notice his sweatshirt. It's Kobe and Gianna on a sweatshirt.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
Well, this was right after that.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think after that this is February. After that had happened, I know Matt Riddle wore purple and gold trunks during his match.
Mamba forever, man.
For real.
That guy was more than basketball, too. He was involved in a lot of sports and just the community.
Yep. And now a little history. These two have mixed it up several times. Not even just in NXT, but PWG and everything else. But in NXT alone, these two wrestled like 4 or 5 times. But this one, this is the one.
This is the one where they both got the best of each other.
Yeah, this was the first match on the show, and I just remember being
the first
like,
card on the show, huh?
Yeah, and because I think there was 5 or 6 matches on the show. This was the first, and I just remember going, bro.
We'd be doing a disservice if we didn't say there's a huge card tomorrow night.
I was just gonna say that, dude. After I said card, literally, we should. I should buy that tomorrow.
Yeah, we can run it down. We can run it down after. For
I'm gonna
sure.
go over to Roberts and watch it.
Birdos.
So listen to the crowd for Keith, Everybody chants, "Oh, bask in his glory." So great. And normally he like does one of
Like
these,
like
Seven Nation Army.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Just two hosses. Dijak's like 6'6".
And this other
Keith
dude's
Lee's
just-
over 300 pounds.
He's just a stout.
That is legitimately the irresistible force meets the immovable object.
Hey, remind me after the show. I can't say it on air, but to tell you about a Portland wrestling story.
Okay.
These two know each other extremely well. Their rivalry dates back to before they both made it to the ultimate proving ground, NXT. And, of course, Lee with the psychological advantage of being the NXT North American champion. Already their agility on display.
You know what? We're not even in full screen.
Blocked by Lee, tip up by Dijakovic.
Pretty athletic for a big boy.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Baby, I ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh, look at that.
Damn.
Jesus.
Dude,
That's
as
a
soon
big
as,
boy,
as
too.
soon as I saw that, I stood up. I was like, what are we looking at?
Yeah, because that's a big boy doing those moves.
Like this guy had come into the show late. He goes, what did I miss? I said, Keith Lee just did a friggin' Frankensteiner. A standing Frankensteiner.
Dude, that's hardcore.
300 pounds. Yeah. And you got to get up that high, too.
Yeah.
Is this at Moda or?
Yeah, this is at Moda. We packed the house.
Immortal words of WWE Hall of Fame announcer Gorilla Monsoon. The irresistible force has left the immovable object in
And kiss.
Oh, I just said that. This is my first time watching it since I watched it live.
Oh. Dude, the head shakes always crack me up.
I know,
I
right?
was like, no.
No. Please have mercy. Oh, wait. Here we go.
He's just fucking with him.
And Lee's like, yeah,
Oh wow!
Jesus.
Oh, big kick. I do like that kick, as silly as it looks.
Yeah. Why does this motherfucker look old as shit?
He's like mid-30s, I think.
He looks like he's like 50 years old. Oh, never mind.
Got out of that. And Dijak's about to make his debut on Raw soon.
Oh, wait, Monday Night Raw, huh?
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that looked nasty.
Bro, there's literally so many like wrestling networks now that I can't even keep up. From when I used to like keep track of it and watch it, there was like two.
WWE.
They were all there. They were just
Well,
nobody heard. I mean,
WWE
Yeah, I
alone,
guess you're probably right.
they've
but
got 5 shows. They've
I'm saying
got
if you had basic cable when you're in the 90s, like there was like
Right.
two.
Well, they've got Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Which Raw and NXT are on USA. SmackDown's on.
But NXT's
Fox.
been like newer, right? It wasn't back there in the 90s, was it?
No. NXT started back up in 2012.
I'm gonna-
Right, that's what I thought.
I'm gonna definitely date myself here, but I watched the first SmackDown.
In 99
Yeah,
on UPN.
Yeah.
Okay, boomer.
They've also got NXT UK and 205 Live, which is a cruiserweight show. And those are both on the network exclusively. But then outside of WWE, I mean, man, you've got Impact Wrestling, NWA, MLW, Ring of Honor,
Yeah.
New Japan.
Because like, I guess I didn't. I just had basic cable, right? So I probably like only remember SmackDown and Raw.
Oh yeah, well that's all there. I mean, but after WCW,
But there was NWA at that time too, right?
NWA wasn't on like TV or anything.
Okay, so that's
I
why.
mean,
Yeah, there was literally like
after-
only like Raw and SmackDown. when I
After
was a kid.
WCW folded, there wasn't a lot by way of wrestling on TV. You had to be like a diehard internet guy.
And the
buying
internet
deep-
was so fucking
like-
new back then too.
Yeah, you still dialed up and it said, "You've got mail."
Yeah, you were like probably rich if you're watching NXT
But
at that time.
you had to be going to indie shows and buying DVDs of this and this guy and that guy.
Dude,
And
I kind of miss that era.
yeah, tape trading.
Hey,
and
how
all this
weird would
other
that
shit.
be to grow up in that era, like at our age right now? How weird.
I think about that often.
I do too, man. And like, I kind of wish it was a thing.
I just love the internet too much.
I
hate to
do,
say
but
it.
at the same time, it's like, fuck, man. There's
Oh,
too
here
much
we go.
shit on there. Ooh, dude.
That's a big
Chill,
one.
bro. I don't know why that's always like my favorite is when they like hit each other like that.
Well, with Keith
Oh my
Lee's
God.
arms, I mean, those things are like ham hocks.
Yeah.
Wait till he does that spot, though.
Has Keith Lee made the main roster yet?
No, he's had a couple matches on SmackDown though, like just as a preview for Survivor Series. But currently,
he's on the come up.
He's NXT and NXT North American champion, so he's gonna be on NXT for a while.
Dude, for how like his body size and stuff, and like how it is, his type,
Mhm.
he can do anything. It looks like.
Well, and I can tell you right now, he'll be a future WWE champion. That guy's got this guy,
He's got spunk. He's got charisma.
oozes charisma.
Right, and like he can do all the moves, dude.
He's the coolest guy in any room he walks into.
Yeah, for sure. I can see it.
You can just tell it's effortless being cool for him.
Mhm. Tajakovic.
I want that spot. It's so good.
Mm-hmm. Tajakovic from Minnesota.
Oh man.
Shit. I bet you Tajakovic felt that too.
What an insult. Watch this.
Oh shit. He's gonna do a backflip on him, huh? This would be crazy. Dude, that was what?
Think about how tall he is.
Yeah.
6'6", 6'7", something
That
like
dude's
that.
that tall?
Yeah, dude. Because Keith Lee's like 6'4".
No shit.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny watching people on TV just trying to guess their height?
Yeah.
Seeing them in the ring, I'm like,
I'm taller than that, dude.
well, no. I mean, I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh my god.
No,
these
that's
guys
how I
are-
usually am.
These guys are gargantuans. Like,
I can't tell because it's like,
watch this. Is he gonna get him? I forgot if he does pick him up at one point. I thought, like, it's tough to imagine, but
Well, I mean, look at Hulk. Hulk picked up fucking Andre.
Hulk was also
The Giant?
on the roids.
My favorite's when one of those little guys used to lift up the big show.
Yeah. I remember the first time Cena did it was WrestleMania 20 for the U.S. title. And then it was just a big thing to pop the crowd. First match of the show, lifts up show, AAs him. And then like 5 years later, he would have Show and Edge on his shoulders. And he's a lot more ripped at that point, too. It was crazy.
They're at a stalemate in terms of their record against each other, and they are giving as good as they are getting in this titanic struggle for the NXT North American
Titanic.
I love Marvin Allah's commentary. That's the guy that goes "Mamma Mia," like when
Yeah,
big,
you're telling me
when
about
big
that
stuff
shit.
happens.
came in Nards.
No, midsection.
But unfortunately for Dijakovic, the impact of that close took the lead underneath the bottom line.
He's got to get Keith Lee back to the center of the ring to get a pinfall.
Two superstars bigger than stacked exponentials looking to reap the dividends of hard work, tenacity, perseverance, and the sacrifice that it takes to be a champion.
Yeah, this was a fun crowd to be a part of.
Didn't you like start one of the chants?
I did. The Adam Cole Tommaso Ciampa match. I was the first. They did a big like spill to the outside, and I did a Mamma Mia chant. It's so weird. I'd never had it happen where I start one because I was half joking, but I yelled it Mamma Mia, and then the second time, 5 people around me, Mamma Mia. I was
Isn't
like,
that
oh
fun?
shit! Oh, it's so cool, man. No other feeling like it.
It's like starting the wave.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
for real.
Oh no.
No way.
Oh my goodness.
He felt all of that.
That looks like a car wreck.
Yeah.
I dropped a lot of money at this show too. I remember I bought a Dijakovic shirt and I bought a Tommaso Ciampa shirt. It ran me
I mean,
like
don't you have to? Like any kind of show or concert that you go to?
from all the wrestling shows I've been to, I have bought so many. Ooh, I don't like seeing that in slow mo. I've bought so many damn wrestling shirts, man.
I have so many concert tees. It's not even funny.
I think
Anytime I go to a show, dude, I gotta like buy it all.
oh yeah. Well, and I think I was joking with Tyler. I was like, hey, shout out to Hayden Stidham. You rock, man. And we still need to have you on the show.
Anytime, it's always fun having a guest.
We got live viewers.
Yeah, it's when they get to the outside we start seeing some fun stuff.
So a news article just came out on LeBron James.
LeBron
Named the
James.
number 1 football prospect in the state of Ohio his junior year.
Yeah, dude, he was. Actually, there was an NFL coach who came
Yeah,
out and said that he would probably be the scariest fucking tight end in
Tight
history.
end, yeah.
He posts on Instagram. 60 receptions, 1,200 yards, and 16 touchdowns my junior year at wide receiver. Anyways, you linebackers, quarterbacks, and safeties can thank my homies that I stayed with in the hoops lane.
For real.
Why? So we would have gone 10 years and no championship as a Brown?
Or there would have been
Or a Dolphin?
Listen, or there would have been plenty of highlights mossed on y'all.
For real, though.
He just would have been giving Gates a run for his money as the best tight end.
You guys
with
seen
no
highlights
title.
from his high school
Wait.
years?
Here it is. Listen how quiet that crowd got.
Ooh, that's disrespectful.
2 bear paws.
Just restart your fucking respiratory system.
Pretty much.
Damn.
But that's
Dude,
what,
you
that's
don't want to fuck with a guy
But
like
that's
that.
what I mean about this crowd being fun. From right there and people seeing him on screen, all he has to do is tell people
Yeah,
to
shut the fuck up.
and everybody's even here. We just knew, so we were quiet.
Yeah, man. He's like got total control of that crowd. That's cool.
Full control. It's so great.
For real though, look up fucking LeBron James like football highlights from high school. Dude was a stud. Remember when they had that game? There was like KD, LeBron. There's a bunch of players from basketball. They had a football like flag football scrimmage thing.
Wasn't Jerry Jones talking to him about maybe like
Yeah. Actually, when this whole thing was going on with the coronavirus and that, LeBron
Watch this.
his ooh, that's dirty, bro.
That was so crazy.
No, LeBron and his agent were talking. His agent was about getting him into football because that looked like a more of a for sure thing. Basketball was like maybe not going to happen.
Although he doesn't strike me as a wide receiver. He strikes me as a
not.
linebacker.
Tight end.
He'd be a tight end like most basketball players who play football.
Yeah.
I mean, Antonio Gates, Jimmy Graham, it's
Mhm.
there. It's because of the height, the elevation,
It's the height, the size,
the hops.
all that.
Tight ends are best as
They're big
red
dudes.
zone targets.
They're big dudes like LeBron is. That's why when you posted that video the other day, I'm like, dude, he would yoke these dudes.
No.
Come on now. Come on now.
Inside the confines of the ring, where Dijakovic appears ready to be crowned.
He's like a scorpion.
Right.
If there was ever a time, Morrow, it is now. Dijakovic's got him in his sights.
Hell no.
Please come here for a two-crack. We're looking for a big bang catastrophe instead of back elbows that are really taking a
Watch him. He's just squatting.
Knock it off.
No. No, couldn't do it. Choke slam.
Uh-oh.
Keith's
Uh-oh.
like, I don't think so.
Uh-oh.
He's gonna do it.
He's going to choke his ass.
By the way-
He's going to choke slam him.
He's a big enough
Oh.
DBZ fan that he's got a power bomb. He calls it spirit bomb.
Oh, yeah.
He tried to flip out of it.
He almost did.
Pretty much did.
Spirit bomb right here.
Spirit bomb his ass. Oh.
Look at that. Oh, look at that.
Fucked his neck up,
He
dude.
bounced out of it, and no. He's strong. He's
Oh,
running
is
on
he going
fumes.
Super Saiyan?
That's right, dude. No.
Just leave that fucking anime shit at home, boy.
No, he's going for it, man. He got all the energy now. Boom.
Oh, shit.
1, 2.
I mean, that was close, dude.
That's right. You could see, but the look on his face, he's like, "What do I have to do? This guy's a machine."
It seems like he's like done, and he has wits ends on that one. But wait, there's more.
Yeah, I remember we chanted NXT. I couldn't remember if we chanted like "Fight Forever" though. I thought we did, because these two are just fantastic opponents, great rivals.
This is a good match.
Oh yeah. I think this is the first NXT match we've watched on the show. There it is. There was a little bit of a "Fight Forever" chant going on there.
There's also a deep respect between these two competitors. Like we said before, they are elevating each other and elevating internal competition across the entire landscape of NXT.
This fantastic crowd in Portland with chants of fight forever.
And I forget how this match ends.
Oh, is he
anyway.
gonna fuck his back right now?
I don't know. I know who wins, but I forget what did it. I haven't watched this in about 5 months, so
You were there, Mike.
I was there. I was there. That was the last.
You
time
don't remember?
That was the last time I watched it.
But were you really there? I don't remember.
I got kind of. This match is great. It's probably my favorite match of the show, but I just, as far as endings go, the main event overshadowed it. But that power bomb where he sprang back up, I remember me and Tyler going, "Dude, did he fuck up his neck, or was that on purpose?" Like,
Both superstars again. Keith Lee over 300 pounds. Dijakovic close to 300 pounds. As athletic, as agile as they are, it takes a lot to oxygenate those muscles.
there we got it, dude.
Fatigue will become a factor.
See Dijakovic there grabbing the left ankle of Keith Lee, preventing him from going to the top rope.
So they just canceled the Oregon-Ohio State game.
Really?
Yesterday they canceled the Washington State Michigan game.
I hear.
Oh yeah,
Or Washington.
dogs are 1-0. We're 1-0. UW is 1-0 because they forfeited.
I hear college football is doing. They're gonna. I forgot about that. Holy moly! I hear college football is moving to like conference-only opponents this season, or something like that, or that they're mulling it over. I thought
It's just certain colleges are calling it off.
It's the Big Ten called off all non-conference.
Yeah,
that's what it is. But yeah, man, I don't know how you're going to get an NCAA season going this season. with just all that going on, all that travel, all those
So
teams.
are they planning on having school this year? Or
Oh,
they're
there it
having
is.
school.
There it is,
'cause
boys.
that is an essential job.
There it is.
Damn.
That was a great
Let's
match.
go.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
That felt like old wrestling when I watched.
That one
Yeah.
kicked, and that was the first match on
And
the
it's a
card.
progressive new type of what is it?
Oh, I have not been paying attention to Hayden's chat, dude. What's up, Mike? I've been ride or die with Marcus in Tennessee. This is his last opportunity. In Oakland, his speed with Josh Jacobs is actually a scary idea. College ball, please. Ohio versus Oregon is canceled. Yeah.
Hayden says Oregon's schedule got nuked.
Oh, did it? Jeez. Yeah, I just don't know how you're going to get an NCAA season off and running. I just don't see it. I don't see it as a possibility.
There's too
I really
many-
hope so,
there's
but
just
probably not.
Way too many teams.
And then what does that say for the draft next year?
Well, it just depends if they continue. If they play, we'll see it on the stage. But if they don't, what do you gotta do?
That'll be interesting.
You gotta have private workout
Well,
or
you gotta
something.
think for one, if they cancel it, does that give everybody another year of eligibility? I think it has to.
Yeah, I mean,
But at the same time, nobody's getting any younger here. That's the weird thing about it too.
Yeah, I mean,
We're seeing unprecedented times that we've never ever seen in sports or just life in general.
so who's fighting on that UFC card?
Dude,
Oregon's
you got Usman versus
Hayden says Oregon's defense is
Masvidal,
horrifying. ESPN has them the number one secondary. in the
Honestly,
league.
Mike, from what I've heard, this car, if you're not a UFC fan or if you haven't watched that much UFC, this is the one to get.
Well,
this is the one to fucking get,
that's
and
why
you
I'm
watch it, and it'll make you a fan after this.
I almost wonder if we should have had Jace talk about
Dude, bro,
it.
I forgot to tell you the other day. I was going to say we should have
But
Jace on the
it's-
show.
it's
That's
a,
tomorrow,
It's a huge
right?
card.
It's tomorrow.
Good deal, man. Yeah, I'll see
Matter of fact,
I don't know what you're
checking
doing
that
tomorrow,
out.
Mike, but
I went up
if you're
to
down,
I don't know either.
I'll go in on a card. I mean,
I went up
I'll-
to Berto's for the
I'll
last
bet you
fight,
Jace is
and
gonna
this is
get
all
it.
they were talking about was
Fight Island is a great
Fight
card.
Island.
yeah, because it's on that island. Yeah.
That is on the UFC Fight Island. This is crazy. that
Michael
that's actually
Bisping came
happening.
out and said the other day the commentator who was supposed to be there on the Fight Island, I guess, is no longer going to do it.
The fact that Fight
For
Island is
certain
actually
reasons.
a thing. Can we just talk about how hilarious that is?
Yeah, look what money can buy, folks.
Remember, Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon wanted to buy UFC.
Bro, when I heard about that
Hey, you
last
can-
weekend, I was appalled.
Hayden just posted a picture. We can buy this sick ass Fight Island
Straw
hat.
That's actually dope.
Keep sending the funny stuff, man. This is great.
That's actually funny
Um,
as fuck.
So yeah, I might
so
check that out.
honestly, the best way, if you're watching us live, the best way would be to, well, if we know you, is to get on one of our group chats and
Right.
message us on Facebook.
And also, anybody who's watching who isn't a friend of us personally, email any questions to longshotsportscast@gmail.com, and then we can read them on the show and do that.
Hayden says he ordered it.
I know.
Any of the group
It's
chat on
fucking-
the
it's a
live
dope
show
ass
is also worth checking out too. I'm going to try to be tuned into this and answer questions and interact as much as possible to help that, keep the show going strong. So I
And
think
I'll try to stay tuned into this too on my phone so I
Yeah.
can watch. This is our first really live feed, so we were.
at least the first one where we're paying attention to the feed.
Mhm.
The draft show was a bit of a mess, but it was a fun mess. It was a
I need
train
my
wreck.
glasses, bro. I can't fucking read that shit.
What shit? Oh, up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then glasses up.
You blind old bastard.
No, I sat on them like a few months back, and then
Oh,
like
no.
the coronavirus shit hit, and so I was like, I don't know if I just go in to Kaiser.
Just make an appointment.
Uh,
Well, that being said, I think we're heading into about an hour 30. We watched our match. We've talked all the current sports. So I think we're going to gear up for next week and
Yeah, man, it was a great
File
show,
out, huh?
dude.
Yeah,
I
this
think
was
we
a
had
fun
everything we wanted to say, and hopefully we get some more good sports news next week.
We are 20 days away from the return.
Less than 20 away from baseball. coming back.
Blazer
Exactly. 2 weeks away
gang.
from
I
baseball.
know that excites no one, but
So,
62 games, right?
hence the baseball decorations here, courtesy of Skyler.
go Mariners.
This is going to be the Mariners' time. If any time, it would
60
be right
games.
now.
We play good for 60
we
games.
do. We play good for 60 games. This is literally like the best time.
You can throw an asterisk next to every championship.
Oh, dude.
Blazers, I'll take it.
I'll take
Mariners, I will take it.
Oh, we were just talking about this. That'll be funny as shit.
That is the most Northwest sports
Oh,
thing
yeah.
to do is get a
Take
championship with an
Take
asterisk.
advantage of every opportunity, man.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to file out and enjoy the rest of this warm summer day. So I want to say thank you to everybody who watched. Thank you to everybody who's been listening. The last 18 weeks have been wonderful.
You
And
guys are
thank
amazing.
you to Amadeo for his song Rona Season. Definitely check that out on Spotify. That's AMADEO. And the song is called Rona Season.
And thank you, Hayden, for the input.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Hayden.
buddy.
This has been a fun show. And we'll have you on whenever you're ready, man. So till next time. Take it easy, guys,
All
and stay safe.
Stay safe.
And